fellas done got me some bar meat. Oh, sorry. I've been trying to eat at the same time. Now, bear meat, man, serious. A good friend, he's a coal miner, went with his son up on a trip up north, like somewhere in New England. I think it was Maine, and hunted black bear. He said, "Man, Damon, you want some meat?" "Yeah, I got black bear." Fried it like the steak the first night, and it was, oh my gosh, this is really gamey. And with any soup, I find that it tastes so much better if you you cook it, and then you put it in the refrigerator overnight, and it just tastes so much better the next day. I can't tell you why. A little too much Worcestershire sauce I put in this. But as a stew, I think this is a good stew beef. Stew meat. Very dense. Hits your stomach, but it's not tough. But I want to know what the catfish think. But if we're gonna go catfishing with bear meat, I gotta build some more catfish jugs. Won't stay in. No bait other than my jugs. So what about all this bear meat? I ate it all up. Yeah. Pretty much ate it all up. Ate up all the steaks. There's a roast left and some sausage left, and I was like, okay, I'm not wasting good meat on catfish. So back to salted bluegill, and I got some deer heart over here thawing and some deer liver over here thawing. Those are tried and true for me as well, so that's what we're gonna go with. So there it is. So no, this is just wooden varnish on there. I just didn't want to waste any epoxy on it because it just come on. Okay. Probably gonna have to fire the motor and do it like I always do. It just burns a lot of gas. I burn way more gas fishing jugs than I do fishing rod and reel. Nothing. We're up to 15 jugs now. About a few downstream, a few upstream, you know, not half and half, about 5 upstream, about 10 downstream here. Again, the wind's blowing against the current, so I'm hoping that maybe they can meet in the middle. Maybe. I doubt it. There's not much current much below the dam, but the wind is kicking up fairly well. While we're doing that, we're just got some number 2 hooks and some cut bait, and we're just sort of drifting some cut bait along this shelf here with the paternoster rig. See if we can pick up anything. I'm not seeing any shad running or anything like that, so the bite will pick up starting tomorrow, moving on through the 6th, 7th, 8th when the new moon arrives at the end of the week here, first week in October. Water temperature, oh yeah, it's cooled down significantly from a month ago. So these fish should be starting to feed here heavily, starting to fatten up for the winter. And that's where you can catch, really I catch more fish this time of year than any other. I'm just happy it's finally starting to cool off. Nothing happening here. I'm going to fire up the motor, check 2 or 3 jugs that I had up here. That's how I stole my drop shot. Just wrap it around that part and it stays. It works. Got one. I just realized he was hooked. Got one, fellas. Salted bluegill. The bottom hook. Not no monster, but actually I don't even know. Yeah, about what I normally catch. He starts doing that, you let him go, okay? Because that second hook, it'll get buried. You'll be on a trip to the emergency room. To catch the shot. Ooh. You saw that? You saw how I just got my hand right there where that other bait was? This is my salted bluegill. That's what we're fishing with. Ooh. And these are my Catman hooks that I import from overseas. Black Orioles Catman hooks if you're interested. That's all I ever use for jugs, at least. Ornery. Blues, baby. Hardly ever catch cats on that side of the river for some reason. That's why I don't like putting more than one hook on one of these. He ain't coming off. This thing, I mean, these hooks are just vicious. They hook them. Buddy. See how I got him there? I mean, it's just... I've heard some fellas say, ooh, that they have not had much luck with circle hooks while jugging. I've had lots of luck, but I think the biggest problem is guys are using rod and reel circle hooks for set line fishing. It's just those rod and reel type circle hooks are too thin. They're too thin. They're just not strong enough, and they're just not meant for big fish, big ornery fish. Now that's not a big fish, but that's about, there's plenty of fish in the ocean you'd catch that size. Now the truth is you need a hook that's as strong as an 8/0 hook in terms of the thickness of the wire, but the size of the hook only needs to be about 4 or 5/0 to really catch these nice eating sized cats. So check those out if you're interested. And for those of you who have been worried about my motor and the knocking and recommended like 93 octane, that's what I'm running now. And the reality is I had about half a tank in here of the old 87, but I just topped it off with 93 and it's no problems. Now that jug was over on this side of the river, and a lot of times that's how you know when you have something on. You've got one jug that's just out of place. It's not settled with the rest of the jugs because the wind and the current pushes it a certain way. The backwash got it. Nothing on it. Catfish got that rubbed on these rocks.